Welcome everyone for another moment with the mayor. Today, I'm super excited to have Ann Jindra, who works in our recreation service department. So thank you so much for coming, Ann.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Some folks might know you from your work in recreation, but for the folks who are meeting you for the first time, can you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the work you do?
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Ann Jindra. I have been working for the city of Richfield for just over 9 years. Um, I oversee just some various uh, programs within our department. I do adaptive rec, adult fitness, some of our youth programs, and then also some of our special events. So um, that kind of brings me into today and talking about the Little Sparkler. I think a lot of people would also know me from PennFest. I've been part of, coordinating that event since 2012. So, yeah, my job is pretty broad, but I love it, and just I love working for the city of Richfield.
Absolutely. Well, we are super lucky to have you, Anne, and I'm sure a lot of community members do know you because you are helping lead some of our biggest events across the city. And speaking of that, Red, White, and Blue Days, the 4th of July, is the biggest celebration and holiday season in the city of Richfield. We all come together for several days. This year, we're not going to have a full Red, White, and Blues days, but can you talk a little bit about the Little Sparkler event that we will be having and why we're not having the full Red, White, and Blue days this year?
Yeah, sure. So our traditional Red, White, and Blue Days event is put on by the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee. It's a committee of volunteers who put in countless hours to plan and execute the 3-day event. Most people just see the 3-day event and they maybe don't realize what goes on behind the scenes as far as planning for it, but it is not an event that is planned overnight. They start meeting in September to plan the following year's event. And a lot of crucial decisions are made at least 6 months in advance, such as ordering fireworks, booking entertainment, securing sponsorships, recruiting volunteers. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So with COVID this last year, the committee kind of erred on the side of caution and were hesitant to plan too much in advance, not knowing what the summer would look like. So they played it safe and made a final decision in May to cancel the traditional three-day event, which it was not an easy decision to make, but it made sense for the committee. Um, so then, not long after that announcement was made to cancel the traditional event, restrictions were lifted in the state of Minnesota, and we felt that we could still pull together a smaller scale event that would still give the community something to look forward to. So myself, our rec director, Amy Markle, and a few others from our department met with the president of the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee to see how we could work together to put on some smaller events. So we started planning the Little Sparkler kind of mid to late May. And so I'm really pleased with what we were able to kind of plan and offer and excited to see it come together.
That makes perfect sense. And I could imagine how hard of a decision that was. But I'm super thankful to you, to the rest of our city staff, and also to our volunteers and our community members that help make that happen. And I just want to do a quick plug for any residents that are excited and ready for the event to happen next year. We always need volunteers. We need more help and more people. And that doesn't happen unless we have community members who step into leadership and really help make that happen. So if you're excited and ready for the next year's event to happen, consider joining the committee so that we can have a successful event in the following year. So how did the idea of the event come about? Or maybe you covered that already, but if you have anything additional to add on how the idea came, that's such a great tagline or kind of title for the event. And I know a lot of families are super excited for the event.
Yeah, so I guess I have to give kudos to the president of the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee, Heather Lenke. She's the one that came up with the name. We were just kind of doing this like a virtual meeting, and we're like, gosh, what should we call it? And she kind of threw out Little Sparkler, and we're like, oh, that's perfect. It's a small, great event, but still it's bright and recognizes the 4th of July. So we just ran with it. Um, So, we still have a lot of our familiar Red, White, and Blue Days committee, or excuse me, Red, White, and Blue Days activities happening with the Little Sparkler. The medallion hunt is back. This is the second year it's been offered, and the medallion will be hidden this week. And clues will be released each day at 9 a.m. on July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Clues will be posted on our city Facebook page as well as the Red, White, and Blue Days Facebook page. We're doing a family event on Friday evening at the Richfield Band Shell, which is located within Veterans Park, right off of 66th Street. We will have vehicles from Richfield Police, Fire, and Public Works, as well as Hennepin County Sheriff's Office for the kids, both young and old, to check out. That's from 5:30 to 6:30. And then starting at 6:30, we have Kids Dance with DJ Howie. And that goes until 8. And then at 8:15, we have breakdancing with Lalo. And then lastly, at 9:15, we're doing a movie in the park. And we are showing the new Disney movie, Raya and the Last Dragon. We have a couple of food vendors who will be on site that evening. One is an ice cream truck, and the other is a kettle corn popcorn vendor. So be sure to visit them and get some treats. No dinner options, but please feel free to bring a blanket and a picnic dinner, or even pick up takeout from one of our local Richfield restaurants and bring out to the park, make an evening of it. And then lastly, we have our wreath laying ceremony at the Honoring All Veterans Memorial on Sunday, July 4th, and that takes place at 10 a.m. And hopefully you guys are starting to see our poster around town. That kind of lays out all the activities. We're posting it as much as we can, but then also have it on social media too. So you can kind of refer to that for the schedule of events.
Great. Oh my gosh, that is so many different things and a ton of free, accessible, fun things for our residents and families to do. I've heard that movie, that Disney movie, my little niece saw, and she loves it. So that's exciting. I'm sure that will attract a lot of families. But it sounds like our volunteers, sponsors, residents were super willing and ready to pivot and just collaborate on this. Just talk a little bit more about how that came together.
Yeah, everyone was everyone was really excited about the opportunity and jumped on board right away. I think people are excited for this weekend and the opportunity just to be out with friends and neighbors again. I have to give big kudos to the president of the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee, Heather Lenke. She's been a big part of planning of the Little Sparkler. She helped us secure our sponsors, which include PCC Carpet and Water Restoration Services, as well as Morris Nielsen Funeral Chapel. On Friday night for the family event, we have members of the Knights of Columbus who will be handing out flags, which were donated by the Richfield VFW Post 555. So thank you to both of them. And we have a group of volunteers leading the wreath laying ceremony on Sunday. So thank you to Cookie with Post Metro 7051. Our Richfield Police, Fire, and Public Works departments all jumped on board to be part of Friday night's event. And they have also been extremely helpful in not only being at the event, but also helping us prep for it, just bringing out supplies and getting the mowing done. And, no one batted an eye when we asked for help or shared our ideas. Everyone just wanted to be a part of it. So it's been really fun planning the last few weeks and just seeing it all come together.
That's great. Well, are there any last things that you want to share before we wrap up?
We're just real excited and looking forward to seeing people at the events this weekend. Thank you to our sponsors for this year. And thank you to the Red, White, and Blue Days Committee for their help in putting together this event and for their tireless work over the last how many years and for future years to come. And I echo what you said, Maria. They're always looking for volunteers. And I say, if you ever meet one of these committee members, be sure to thank them. And I hope that people remember that they always need volunteers. So consider volunteering in the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Anne, for joining me today and giving a little overview of the Little Sparkler event that we'll be having in place of the Red, White, and Blue Days here in Richfield. You can find information online, on social media, on Facebook. I've seen flyers posted around the community. So thank you for the update. Thanks for all you do. And a huge thank you to the volunteers of the Red, White, and Blue Committee.